Alright, guys, sorry about the delay, but let's get started. I mean, first of all, my camera's frozen, which is probably not a good sign. But this camera's okay. Goddamn technology. Uh... This will have to do. Okay. On, off. Woo! Hopefully the audio's okay. Now there should be audio. Ugh. Technology. Okay. I think we're good to go now. We should be good to go now. Ugh. It's frustrating because I spent... The audio is my fault. Kind of. But the camera definitely isn't. So... a little frustrating. But, funny enough, in the year of 2021, I only did 12 reviews on strings, just because summer got super busy. I believe a good majority of these tennis string reviews I did were in the first quarter of 2021, because spring and summer got busy for me. Fall, I delved a little bit into a video game called New World by Amazon, and in my opinion, it's a flop. And I'm delving into other projects that I can't exactly say right now, but I promise I'll give you guys official information relatively soon about that. John Bones, let's not get too far. Let's not delve into the weeds, if you know what I mean, my friend. At least not yet. I just got out of the shower too, which is why I delayed everything. I was at the gym and I got talking with a friend of mine. But we are here for tennis strings, are we not? So let's take a look at the tennis strings. Let's take a look at... do you guys want to do performance only first, or performance along with the MSRP price? What do you guys want to do? I'm not... So, I got to level, I think, 43, Evan Hoffman, in New World. I think I was a Void Gauntlet Life Staff. And I like healing in dungeons. I like doing, like, the debuffing in dungeons. But I'm just not a fan because New World past level 20 is just a grind and a half. Plus all the bugs that slip through Amazon's QA team. I put in QA because I don't even know if they actually have a dedicated QA team that gives a shit. It's just ridiculous, right? Okay, performance only. Let's do performance only. Sweet. What's up, Eric Lexeaton? Eric Lexeaton, I'm looking at another mod. So, guess who's first in line for that mod spot on Discord? Same. Or is it admin? Is it admin or mod for Discord? I totally forgot. Okay. Sorry, Eric Lexeaton. Everybody's doing performance only. So we'll do that one first. Yeah, Evan Hoffman. I'm playing Final Fantasy Endwalker right now. And I'm very, very happy with the game. In fact, right after this, after I order food, I'm going to be hopping on it. So, let us do... this tier ranking, part 1 of 2. So, Tennis Strings 2021. Just performance, where price isn't a factor. What's up, Soy78? How you doing, my brother? I am reviewing, I'm writing the script for a non-tennis string first. I'm writing a script for the ASICS Solution Speed FF2 from ASICS, obviously. And then Komodo, some Komodo string, a small company reached out to me. Is it the Envy or Affliction? I totally forgot. It's a string you guys probably have never heard of. Well, I'm going to play Saria. Whenever Saria has time to play a tennis match with me. You're the only broke-ass tennis player here. All right. There we go. A nice, good Wisconsin beer. Let's do this. Okay. So, the strings that I'm going to rank. There's 12 of them. Funny enough, there's 12 months. But again, I kind of front-loaded this. Okay. Bablot Hurricane. Dunlop Explosive Speed, Bro, aka Prospero Interceptor, Hyper G Soft, Tier 1 Black Knight, Topspin Cyber Flash, Turna Big Hitter, Vocal V Square, Yanux Polytor Fire, Yanux Polytor Rev, Yanux Polytor Spin G, and then Yanux Polytor Spin. So literally 25% of these are... Oh, is it 33%? Yeah, 33% of these are Yanux for some reason. Soy78, you got strucken with COVID? Sorry, dude. Yamil, hey Mark, question. Testing T1 Black Knight 16 and 17. Find them too stiff. No, for me, Yamil, the T1 Black Knight was relatively soft for a shape poly. That's my opinion, though. I think I played the T1 Black Knight, or I play tested the T1 Black Knight on my Head Radical Pro, which is a relatively flexible racket. It's definitely not stiff, so that might have something to do with it. Okay, so performance only, right? No, Polytor Pro I already did in the 2021. Sorry, I did the Yanux Polytor Pro in the 2020 end of year review. Weston Davis, 94, my top 3 favorite single backhand pro players. Currently, Shapovalov, Gasquet, Federer if he's not retired. I'll say Federer. Okay. So, is it okay if we go from left to right? From RPM Blast, left, all the way through Polytor Spin? Is it okay with you guys? Ugh. All right, let's go from left to right. Dimitrov would be like number 4 or 5. Weston Davis 94. Dimitrov would be 4 or 5. Alright, we'll start with Black Knight. Screw it. Black Knight, performance, but not cost. Just pure performance. I would put Black Knight in the A tier. Again, price has nothing to do with this. For me, it was soft. It had decent spin potential, but it had really good touch. And there was no, if any, break-in period, if I recall. So, I will put Tier 1 Black Knight at A tier. Next, let's do Bablot. Is that Bablot Rpm Hurricane? Oh, it's called Hurricane. What is it called now? Oh, sorry. Bablot Rpm Hurricane, now called Bablot. Sorry, it's not called Bablot Rpm Hurricane. It was previously called Bablot Pure Hurricane Tour. I cannot talk today. I had 3 fillings this morning. My whole bottom part of my face was numb up until like 2 p.m. today, so I apologize. Probably shouldn't be drinking beer at this point, but I don't care. Okay, so Bablot Rpm Hurricane. Let's see, it wasn't a bad string. It gave some spin potential for, I think it's a round poly. What is it round or is it 8-sided? 8-sided. So it's basically round. I hate 8-sided shit. Bablot Rpm Hurricane. Let's see. Bablot Rpm Hurricane for me is a B, performance-wise. You know what? No. It's a C. It's average. It felt a little bit hollow. It wasn't uncomfortable. It didn't give super spin when it comes to like bite, but it wasn't lacking at all. And again, this Bablot Rpm Hurricane was previously called Bablot Pro Hurricane Tour. They did a rebranding. Luxlon 4G is the most overpriced shit on earth. Yeah, Emil. Okay, Dunlop Explosive Speed. Where are we going with this? Dunlop Explosive Speed. Ooh. So I hate the name, but that's not part of the performance. That's more marketing. Dunlop Explosive Speed had a horrible launch angle. Horrible, absolutely horrible ball pocketing. And power right off the bat. I'm going to put this at a C. Really good spin potential for a round poly. Much more spin potential than the Bablot Rpm Hurricane and Tier 1 Black Knight, but everything else was just awful with it. Absolutely awful. Prospero Interceptor. Ooh. Bros, bro. Step, bro? Okay. Prospero Interceptor. Huh. I remember this. Vaguely. Maybe I should have watched my own videos. I hate doing this. I personally felt like Prospero Interceptor is a C. It felt cheap, but you kind of expect it. And it wasn't bad. It just felt cheap, right? That's why it's at a C. Let's just leave it at that. Probably like lower C. Yeah, so I think Bablot Rpm Hurricane is like a higher C than Dunlop Explosive Speed, which is higher than Prospero Interceptor. Like, Prospero Interceptor is like a C- at this point. Oh yeah, Weston Davis, I'll let you know. Slide into my emails. Absolutely not a problem. Okay, Selenko Hyper G Soft. Okay, so remember, Selenko Hyper G Soft is a completely different string, in my opinion, than the vanilla Selenko Hyper G. It feels absolutely mushy. It doesn't feel like it's like super dead. A little bit dead, but not super dead. Feels a little bit mushy. It's kind of like when you go for a tennis tournament out of town and your girlfriend is getting banged by everybody on your state league team. That's what her holes are. when she's getting banged by the State League team while you're out of town. Soft, mushy, and kind of not super dead, just a little bit dead. But beside that, I think it's definitely not a bad string. It's a pretty good string. I will put Selenko Hyper G at either an A- or a B. Ooh. I'm gonna put it at a B. A high B. It's a good string. I was a little bit disappointed that it wasn't like crispy and it didn't give it doesn't give nearly as much spin potential as the vanilla Selenko Hyper G. Okay. Top spin Cyber Flash. And I remember this is probably the best round poly I've ever played with. Ooh. Man. Top spin Cyber Flash. I'm going to give it a low A. No, I'm going to give it a high A. Slightly higher than T1 Black Knight. If you guys like round polys, if you guys like Luxlon Alu Power or Alu Power Soft or Alu Power Fluoro or whatever mutant strains they have out there, like Luxlon Alu Power Omicron or whatever, try Topspin Cyber Flash. It's a better version of Luxlon Alu Power from what I've playtested so far. Turn a Big Hitter Silver. Ooh, it's a low B for me. Turn a Big Hitter Silver is like a slightly worse version than the Topspin Cyber Flash, but it gives a little bit more elasticity. So Topspin Cyber Flash, in my opinion, is somewhat or significantly stiffer than the Luxlon Alu Power, even before the break-in period of Luxlon Alu Power. But it's better in every way, in my opinion. So the Turn a Big Hitter Silver is basically the generic version of the Luxlon Alu Power, right? Pound for pound. So if you guys really like Luxlon Alu Power, try the Turn a Big Hitter Silver. And if you can, try the Topspin Cyber Flash. Vocal V-Square. So this is an interesting one, right? So the Vocal V-Square is four-sided. Hold on, I'm thirsty. The Vocal V-Square is four-sided. It's surprisingly elastic. Like, it's not stiff. It's probably one of the more elastic shaped strings I played with. It's probably just as elastic as the T1 Black Knight, but keep in mind, T1 Black Knight is like six-sided, maybe five-sided, or six-sided. Vocal V-Square is four-sided, so it's nuts. I loved everything about the Vocal V-Square except for two things. I hated it when I strung it because it's four-sided. It's like horrible for my hands. And I hated it for flat shots or approach shots because it's four-sided. It's just way too many sides. But it's still a very good string. I'll put it right below the T1 Black Knight, so as of now an A-. Vocal V-Square is more elastic and has more spin potential than the Hyper G. Hyper G is a lot more dead feeling. Yes, Grace and Sean, I did a review on the Vocal Cyclone. It's in my channel, so take a look at it, my friend. Okay. Yanux Polytor Fire. This is where I tried to light the tennis string on fire on my YouTube video. So the Yanux Polytor Fire is probably one of the best polys I've ever played with. It doesn't have nearly as much spin potential as the Vocal V-Square. And then again, what does? It doesn't have as much... it's not as soft as the Technofiber Razor Code or the Yanux Polytor Pro. But it's a really damn good overall string. Like, it has no weakness in my opinion. In my opinion, based on pure performance, Yanux Polytor Fire is S tier, right? Yanux Polytor Fire is an S tier. Hyper G is still my match tournament string. Eric likes Eaton. Absolutely. All right, Polytor Rev. This is easy. Polytor Rev is garbage. It is the worst string on this list. Absolutely the worst. Hated it. And yes, it's because it broke in like, I think 2.5 hours. I don't know what I said in my review. I totally forgot. Yeah, but here's the thing. If a string is going to break in 2.5 hours, that's a performance issue. Absolutely. That is garbage performance. It wasn't even good. Like, it was just the worst string on the... Not even close. There's a gap. It's like Michael Strahan's teeth. There's a gap between C and F. That's how bad Polytor Rev is. Shame on you, Yanux. Shame on you. Fire has better spin potential. Boys email. Absolutely. Okay. Polytor Spin G. Ooh. I wasn't a fan of the string because of how it felt. It wasn't bad, but I didn't like how it felt. This is a tough one. The Polytor Spin G, it's 5-sided. It didn't give nearly as much spin potential as the T1 Black Knight, which is 6-sided. I felt disconnected, and that's why I titled it that way. It was just a weird string for me. Man. I was going to put it at a low C. I'm going to put it at a D. Not a fan of the string at all. It just felt... I just never felt... It wasn't a stiff string. I honestly just didn't feel connected to any ball I hit. Whether it's a serve, forehand, backhand, volley, slice, overhead. I just didn't feel connected. I just didn't like that string. I have no idea. I have no term for it. And this is obviously completely subjective, right? This is my point of view. Seriously, if you guys could spare however much a packet is of Polytor Spin G, please let me know if you guys play with it, if it's a weird string for you. Because, like, the spin potential is okay. I just didn't feel comfortable. Not like discomfort on my elbow, my hand, or my wrist. It just wasn't... I just didn't feel connected to the ball. I felt more connected to the ball with the Selenko Hyper G Vanilla than the Polytor Spin G. And the Selenko Hyper G Vanilla is, like, significantly stiffer. RPM Hurricane is not the same thing as RPM Blast. Dunlop. Okay. Polytor Spin is easily A tier. Now, I don't know what's better for you guys, or even for me, right? Because I loved both of these strings. The Polytor Fire and the Polytor Spin are by far, obviously because they're an S tier, the best tennis strings I reviewed, pure performance-wise, on this channel for 2021. If you're looking for a little bit more spin, try the Polytor Spin. If you're looking for a little bit more comfort, a little bit more finesse, Polytor Fire. Okay? Are you guys okay with this? All right? Don't worry. I will make a YouTube video about me ranting about this. Okay? So, you guys want to go through this entire live stream. Right? I'll make it into something a little more consumer friendly. Okay. Are we ready to do this again? Where price It does matter. Or do you guys want to take a short break?
How do we organize our organizations if there's no there to return to? The question isn't whether change is coming. The question is how to change business for the better. Because today, teams can work effectively from here or here.
Tired. Go for it. We're going for it. I need a haircut. Let's go for it. YOLO. All right. Tier Maker has this nice little thing called the reset button. Boom. Reset. Actually, I got to bring up the prices because... Oh, by the way, hit like, hit subscribe, blah, 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 blah. It helps support this channel. Throw money at me. I'll dance for you guys. Everyone grab a beer. Oh, there's an ad video on Tier Maker page. Yeah. Thank you. Apologies for that. I didn't mean to. Grace on Sean, a lot of people have told me about the Big Hitter Blue Rough. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. So apologies. Yeah, I muted the site. Okay. I don't have headphones in right now, so thank you for letting me know. Alright, everybody grab a beer. If you're of age. Not grab a soda or energy drink or whatever kids drink nowadays. Alright, we're gonna go from left to right. Okay? Bablot Rpm Hurricane. Let's see this. Bablot Rpm Hurricane is... let's go by set, right? Just by the set price. So $12 for Bablot Rpm Hurricane. And honestly, that's not bad. You know, especially for Bablot. But we're not basing this on brand. Itmaker 5000 XL. Stretch your hamstrings. Seriously. Stretch your hamstrings. Capri Sun ready. Okay. $11, but here's the thing. It's not really a good string. And $11 isn't cheap. I'm going to put Bablot Rpm Hurricane on the D tier. Right? Because if it was like $9, I would put it in the C tier. If it was $3, I'd put it on the S tier. But it's just not... It's not a good string. For that price, in my opinion. Dunlop Explosive Speed is coming in at $13. Woo! Yeah. What the hell happened? Dunlop Dude, that's like an F tier for me. That's not worth $14 at all. That's bad, bro. That's bad. Okay, Pro Interceptor. Holy cow. Oh, they only sell it in reels. Okay. So $7.70. Sorry. $9.70 because we're not doing discounted prices. Right? I did say it felt like a cheap string, and it is a cheap string. But it's not as cheap as I thought it was. I thought it was like only $5. Huh. I'm going to put this in D tier. High D. D+. D+. Still not a good string. Okay. Selenko Hyper G Soft. $12.99, but it's not a bad string. It's just not for me. Like, I just didn't like how mushy it was. I'm gonna put this at a C, a solid C, based on price. Okay. Then Tier 1 Black Knight. $8.95? Holy shit. It's that cheap. $9? S tier. Immediately. It was A tier performance, right? Pretty sure I put an A. It's amazing. Alright. Topspin Cyber Flash. Ooh. $7.49. Another 8. Another S tier. Similar to Black Knight. It was like A tier performance wise, but it's super cheap at $7.49. Why not? Okay, Turna, Big Hitter Silver. $6.95. Woo! I've never played with the Genesis string Grace Unshan. 3 S tiers based on performance and price. Saving you guys money. Okay. Vocal V square. Oh, vocal. Signum Pro. What's up, Andy McGlashan? Okay, Vocal V square at like $11. That's an A tier. That's just A tier. Andy, don't worry. I have Signum Pro on my wall. It's gonna be part of the review process. Don't worry. Yeah, Grace on Sean, let me know. Like, send me an email or leave a comment in one of my videos about the Tier 1 Black Knight. I'm a big fan of the Tier 1 Black Knight. Very big fan. Okay. Next one is a Yanux Polytor Fire. But remember, it was an S tier in just pure performance. But keep in mind, it's $15. Ugh. I'm gonna say B. It's really not that much worth it to be $15 a packet. Okay, Yanux Polytor Rev. Where the fuck do you think I'm gonna put this, guys? If there was like a space below, oh my, you know what? I'm gonna save this. Screenshot. This is, oh my god, that's so bad. A, B, C, D. Oh, what's after F? Wait. Okay. This is why, like, I was super, let's say, just say triggered, because there's no better term for it, for you guys, about the Yanux Polytor Rev. Not only performance-wise, but Yanux Polytor Rev is the most expensive string on this tier list, and it's the worst. It is gonna be in my 7th circle of hell, okay? It would be an insult and a disservice to the Dunlop Explosive Speed, which is not consumer-friendly in my opinion, to be put in the same row as the Yanux Polytor Rev. The Yanux Polytor Rev is the worst string I have ever play tested, except for maybe the Kirschbaum Black Shark. But at least a Kirschbaum Black Shark or Spiky Shark or whatever it's called in the US isn't $17 a packet. Again, Yanux, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Oh my goodness. And Tennis Warehouse, how dare you call the string even to be okay for the public? So horrible. Hashtag sad. Ah. Oh, that rant didn't make it. Like, at least you guys heard the audio, right? I'm so freaking pissed about this. The Onyx Polytor Rev, even if it was, seriously, if the Polytor Rev was $5 a packet, it would still be in the F tier, in my opinion. This is by far the worst tennis string you guys could buy as regular consumers. Freaking horrible. Freaking horrible. It's an embarrassment. Whoever even commissioned or even pitched the idea for the Yanux Polytor Rev as a product, not even without pricing, should just get fired. Absolutely fired. Yeah. Hopefully the audio is fine. Okay. Promise me, guys, you will not buy the Yanux Polytor Rev. I know there was someone in the chat that said they were going to buy it just because of this stupid maroon color or lavender, whatever you want to call it. I'm warning you right now, whoever's in the chat that wants to buy it just because of the color, you're wasting your money. But let me know how you think. Let me know what you think about how it plays. It's garbage. Ugh. Yeah, Grace on Sean, the Polytor, the Kirschbaum Black Shark broke in literally 35 minutes for me. That's not okay. Yeah, I don't care. I'll take that waifu assassin, pin her down, and fuck her in the ass. I probably shouldn't have said that. That's going to make some sound bits, but YOLO. It's the internet. Yeah, fishing wire is better than Polytor Rev. Cat hair is better than the Polytor Rev. All right. Enough of that rant. Polytor Spin G. You heard it. It Maker 5000. You heard it. Grace on Sean, here's the thing. Just like Tinder first dates or Bumble first dates or Grindr or whatever people use nowadays, tennis manufacturing companies only get one chance with me. One chance. Your QC better be fucking good. Polytor Spin G, $15. Oh my god, that's in the burn in hell Yanux. Okay, so actually, yeah, burn in hell Yanux. I hate it, but not nearly as much as I hate Yanux Polytor Rev. If I felt any type of connection to the ball, I would probably put it in the D, maybe even the C tier. But for $15, this is a garbage string for you guys. Hey, some girls like it. Who knows? Maybe the waifu assassin sent by Yanux. And Yanux is a Japanese company. Is this going to be safe? Is this going to be safe for work? Barely safe for work. Okay, that's what a waifu is. All right. I'm probably going to get a nice copyright strike on me for whatever I just shown, but whatever. We'll see in 3 business days. By the way, if my channel disappears for any reason, it was because of that Google search. Okay. Last string. The very last string. Itmaker 5000, Yanux Polytor Pro Vanilla is in my 2020 end of the year list, and I did a string review on it as well. Okay, so Polytor Spin G, the vanilla Polytor Spin G. Excuse me, beer burps. Okay. This is an amazing string, as I said. It's the S tier, right? But at $15, it's going to fall similar to Yanux Polytor Fire. Yeah, Maheshwar Tiwari. So sorry I didn't talk to you. Yeah, if QC is not good, then it's not good business, right? Because as a consumer, I'm going to pick a string either on an online inventory or like in a shop. And having a good product is just as important as having good quality control. Absolutely. My channel's not going anywhere, but they will call you for some good review. It's like, hey, if any tennis string manufacturers or tennis racket manufacturers want to throw me some stuff like to test and then send back, I'd be more than happy to. Like, I will throw them through the ringer. That's what I'm doing right now with a Komodo. It's back there. Komodo is a small string company. They reached out to me via email about testing 2 of their strings. And yeah, I'll be honest with it. As long as I have full reign of what I can say about their product, I would be more than happy to at least consider it. Hyper-G Soft is not S tier. It's C tier, in my opinion, which is why I put it in C tier. So, yeah. All right, guys, if you haven't already, hit like and hit subscribe to my channel if you're not. And if there's any questions you guys have, leave a comment down in the section below, or better yet, join my Discord. We're over, I think, almost 800 people are chatting on a daily basis about tennis strings, pro tennis players, tennis memes, and even retailer discounts to save. I think I've seen up to 25% off on the retailer discount text chat. So that includes Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Express, and Tennis Point, aka Midwest Sports. So, as always, guys, happy hitting.